So, uh, once more, welcome. I started streaming. Hi, Finrod. I or, um, I had to restart the stream because I forgot to turn my mic and my headset on. So I was wondering why the music wasn't working, and you obviously couldn't hear me. Then, first of all, before I forget, for everyone who's watching the stream for the first time, maybe, or who doesn't know this yet, during the stream you can name units after yourself, and I will do my best to make use of them. And some people already took advantage of that, so that's something I'm gonna do during the stream. And I just wanted to let this be known first of all. And also, if you're only seeing this on YouTube, I will be streaming on Monday from 12 UTC to 13 UTC every month. Yeah, every Monday. I already said that. Then, next on my list is a couple people have followed me since I announced this stream, and last time I forgot to announce some of them. So there's first of all German RPG Geek. Thanks for following me. Then there's also on the same day, I think during the stream, E for CEO underscore. Then there's also the person that already wrote in the chat just now, Finrod underscore 14, and Ghost ZRJ as well. Those are four people that follow me on Twitch. And there are also some subscribers on YouTube I do not wish to forget. Just a moment. Ah, there it is. I should have pulled up that list earlier. That's on Twitch. Right. MZS114 has subscribed to me on YouTube, so also thanks for that. Now we've made it through the introductions, so we can now go and start the scenario. So what was this? Alright, I've finished the campaign since last week. Which one was that? Alright, I remember this one as well. So you see, I've been busy. So, previous two scenarios were basically introduction and sort of setting, and now there is one dialogue-only scenario to round out the lore, the background, before we go back into another fight. Yes. So, let's go. Of course, I can only name units after this scenario is over, so bear with me for a moment. Remember, we just now managed to defeat the surrounding forces, or more like we managed to hold out and start to beat it back when the reinforcements of the other cities came. Or technically they are also the refugees of the other cities, which is a small spoiler. The Convocation. Every child in Parandel grew up hearing stories of the most powerful lords and spellbinders of their day, as well as tales of the two ever-present members, Mal-Edir and Mal-Huntas. Necromancy had generally grown to be accepted as less of a monstrosity and more of a necessity as the years flew past. I myself understand liches can be terrible beings, but after all they have done for the survivors of this cataclysm, with seemingly no benefit to themselves, I should like to believe that the two that guide us all are different. Adri and I trudged past the rubble surrounding the once majestic but now battered main keep of New Alencia, to gain an audience with the remaining members. Now that we are all gathered here, I think it is time for a full explanation of what happened. Ah, yes. It is not a pleasant business, I fear. What we endured today was hardly pleasant either. What has become of Crexton and Tirasold? Jamilix and I arrived at Tirasold all too late, I fear. High soothsayer Arixter had just fallen in battle, and the city was compromised by the invaders. We managed to secure some survivors and fought the invaders in the streets of the city. We held them there for a long time. Defeating them was not the issue. Their forces kept pouring and pouring over the horizon, and there was little we could do against such an immense army, so we made the fighting retreat. Crexton faced a similar situation, although we did arrive sooner. The enemy attacked shortly after we fortified ourselves, and like the armies of Tirasold, they kept materializing from seemingly nowhere. We held bad guys away for a long time. Alazari cleaved many warriors, but then Evil Lady showed up. The only thing one could liken her to is perhaps a demon. The only kind I know of, however, is the very rare Ixtella variation. She carried quite a weapon and was a towering creature. It was apparent that with her presence, the troops of the enemy would push on and overwhelm us. And then bad thing happened. Lord Aethod and Archmistress Mayara challenged her to a duel, while Alazaric began guiding citizens towards the capital. I remained near Crexton to maintain any skirmishes and observe the duel. While she was fighting, the majority of her army held still. So, they stalled for time? Precisely. I will spare you the details, but this was quite a battle. The demoness never seemed to tire, while Mayara and Aethod grew slower and more weary with each passing moment. My brother, did he... It was swift, unexpected sighted with her axe that took him. Mayara was hit by some sort of frosty aura emanating from the demoness body shortly after. She expected a surrender and a city full of followers after such a long battle, but found only a hollow settlement and undead legions. I assume you fought them off for a few days and then withdrew to meet Malhunters? Yes, they regrouped with us shortly, but we found that they didn't chase after us, but marched quickly to the north and circled back from the northwest. It was then that we realized that they aimed to attack New Elancia. Somehow they knew the exact location of every city and outpost of Parandel. We marched north to break the siege here, and now here we stand. So, we've established that they want your cities, and that there's a spy in New Elancia. So it would seem. Whether they want nesting grounds for those odd metallic creatures that we saw up in the southwest, or the fertile ground that lies underneath us, I do not know. They will not take us by surprise again, young one. We have established a perimeter around New Elancia, and reinforcements leave tomorrow for Amurlai. Still, we can reinforce our cities however much we want, but the issue still stands. We've lost 2 cities in 2 weeks. 3 members of our order are dead. Merely entrenching ourselves is no permanent solution. Yes, Raelian, I had thought of that. Malhunters and I have... well, solution is a bit definite. We have a possibility, more like it. I believe we can teleport New Elancia away from our enemy. That's your solution? What of Amurlai? How do you plan to teleport a place as large as this one? And where would you have us move, Valgata? As you may or may not know, Shadowbone, the presence of the Airgrave in the city is due to War of Consolidation. Come again? The Northern Lands was once more The Northern lands were once fractured. Many individual and independent human and Aragvive kingdoms lived separately. The War of Consolidation was instigated by Adavian, a powerful Aragvive sorceress. Those who opposed her died in a lengthy war, after which the Northern lands were united under her leadership. And though many celebrate her as a hero and a bringer of unity, she was little more than an ambitious idealist who would stop at nothing to get what she wanted. Joy, prosperity, oh yes, all perfectly just, even if they cost us thousands of corpses. Old wounds never heal, it would seem. Don't mind Volgata's perspective. She's rather bitter about the whole subject. Still, during the early part of the war, a particular person came into power. Prince Tohor was the son of a minor Aragvive king, and a woman descended from the bloodline of a great hero from the Golden Age known as Slex. Everyone remembers Slex from Northern Rebirth, the loyal follower of Talon. Upon reaching the throne, Tohor realized that Adavian would bring ruin to his people. That's actually not at all what she did. He brought his people south, far from the northern lands, into the desert, where they got lost and nearly died. Well, yes, Tohor may not have had the best sense of direction, but we saw those fools trudging towards the New Elysia miles away. Alas, I remember the day as if it was yesterday. That fool came shambling up to the gates, dehydrated, demanding entry. Mal-Iri is obviously not a reliable source. Tohor nobly marched to the entrance and politely requested shelter, and then he... I've had enough of your political nonsense, girl. I was there, and was only by my own brother's stamped oath that your people survived. Calm yourself, Elidir. Algartha, Tohor was a hero, aye, but do not embellish him so to the point of disbelief. The point of the whole story is that there are likely fertile lands north of here. But became of them after Adavian's war, we've never taken the time to learn. But it seems that moving this nation there is a fair gamble compared to what we face now. Yes, probably. Probably. I would have to check. It's been a long time ago. I suppose it is better to learn of your plan late than never. Still, why may we not fight? Your legions are said to be near in scale to the armies of Malravana, ancient necromancer of old. I've no doubt that we could eventually defeat this enemy. Eventually, perhaps, my love. But that would take time, resources, marches across the sand to no definite location. And these neat creatures appearing from the desert, it's as if our enemies have opened a gateway to some fiendish dimension where foes are aplenty. To linger here is destruction, Loramir. All that avails is flight. Pray tell, Necromancer, how do you plan to power such a teleportation spell? You'd need some artifact of great power. As if we'd be able to acquire magical items from the Golden Age. Ha! You never did quite think through your plans, did you, Elantos? Fleeing Alduin to study that tome written by Alkafir, swearing an oath to Tiras. I assume you've at least researched a few objects? Perhaps tried to? We had considered the Ruby of Fire, but that item was destroyed by the Lady of Light in the Council of War long ago. The Hammer of Tuzagan we know not of as well. Queen Lizar's Void Armor and King Conrad's Flame Sword are said to have been in Weldon at the time of the fall. In honesty, we are short the precise device we require. Did you consider the Rod of Justice? What are all these artifacts that you and he speak of? I'll fill you in later. Why, that might just work, wouldn't it? My lords and ladies, I bid you, do not leave me in the dark. I am the second in command to Lord Jamilix, and I like to think I hold some authority among you. Now pray tell, what is the rod of justice? Well spoken then, Devanar. It seems you do have a spine. The Rod of Justice was a very powerful artifact, created by a powerful magic force ages upon ages ago, even long before the Golden Age. It was last found by a revolutionary, Talon, who was one of the initial founders of the Northern Alliance. Whether he or one of his men wielded it is rather ambiguous, but one thing is clear. The rod granted the bearer immense power. If anyone could retrieve it, we could no doubt teleport Neurolandia away with such power. If anyone knew where it was, that is. You forget, it has been lost for millennia. Except for I do know where it is. Well, that's a different situation entirely. I confess, I regained some memories since the battle. I remember I was poking around an area that used to be known as the Fort of Arbes before the fall. However, how I got there my mind has yet to recall. A friend of mine, an elementalist I believe, spotted an outpost of barbaric humans. I realized they were the same foe we face now. For want of resources and perhaps a fortified place to rest, we decided to clear them out. We assaulted the castle and defeated the forces on the outside, but as we ventured within the main keep of the outpost, we saw horrible things. Blood smeared upon the walls, dark energy emanating from every stone. Even the brightness of our elementals wavered in the shadow of that place. And it was there that we saw her, a towering demoness, her axe dripping with the blood of her former lord, apparently having defeated him in some sort of ceremonial battle. Her minions spotted us soon after, and If you need a moment, Adria, feel free to pause. Chin up, girl. What then? I fled before she got a sure look at me, hiding in one of the many dark rooms inside the outpost. But I could hear his screams from there, even. I could sense his elementals dissipating as she and her followers slew them, and eventually slew him. And so there I hid in a storage room, listening to her speak to one of her new lieutenants about the Rod of Justice. How, if she retrieved such a lost and powerful artifact for the Emperor, she would gain prominence, and perhaps ascend to a higher rank that grant her and her enclave a bit more agency. Oh, what happened next? Me like story. Her underling started questioning her and mentioned a name, Aria. She told him that she had a few friends wandering around about the area east of former Wesnoth, an area known as the Silverlands. They had sensed a strong magical presence, but could not locate it definitely. Therefore Aria said that she, as the new demon lord of her peoples, would go there and find the rod, but she would use something called the Soul's Jewel of Tiras to find it. After that, she discovered my listening, barging into the room where I hid, and so I channeled all my energy into a single spell of teleportation. And at all tracks, I awoke. I told you, damn it. Why did you have to be so ambitious, Elantos? Could you not let the poor reptile leave for eternal rest? Are you blaming this carnage upon me? I bound his soul to the stone upon oath. No one asked you to make an oath. No one asked you to abandon me alone at Alduin. No one asked you to rescue me from the dungeons of Weldon. No one ever asked you to do anything, Elantos. Everything you have ever done has been of your own volition. And now your childish desire to resurrect our father has brought the living peoples of this world naught but ruin. Of what do you speak, Lichess? Do you have the jewel? Have the jewel? I made the jewel, dear girl. But that is a story for another time. It seems we have a task at hand. Someone will need to retrieve the Rod of Justice from the lands of southeast of here, although most of our seconds-in-commands did not survive the outpost assaults, it seems. Adria and I shall go then. On a fool's quest? You'd waste our increasingly precious time on what? A journey that is to be a gamble at best? Yes, all that will avail is flight, but we should be marching north to shelter among Adavian's ancestors right now. I will not run north on a death march like a scared dog with my tail tucked between my legs, begging the spawn of the Tarlot for sanctuary. The rod is our only viable option. Even if we acquire the rod, which I highly doubt is possible if you only mean to send Devanna, could you even pull off such a feat of teleportation, priestess? Is such a spell even within your capabilities? You dare question Valgartha's abilities? Yes, I am questioning them. Was that unclear, Lorimir? You are but an up-jumped raider, Raelian. You would do well to mind your tongue around those who have been in Pyrrondale long before you. Ha! An up-jumped raider who just defended a westflank of this illustrious city alone. If I recall correctly, you struggled a bit holding your southeastern battlements against the demons, didn't you? Fun fact. Technically, the sides were very much reversed. Partially because, like, Lorimir had a very easy time holding his side, while Raelian very much struggled, but that was partially because I had, for one, such a clear counter against the hounds, and two, what exactly? Right, and two, I was there to support his defense while I was very late to support her defense. So, he's got nothing to say to that. Raelian, that is quite enough. You say the rod is our only viable option. I disagree. And if you will not see a reason, then I will not waste any more time dallying here, waiting to die with the rest of you. I will leave for the north with my people tomorrow. Anyone with a level head who wishes to follow me may. Once, we shall stop at Amulai to the supply, but after that you are not to see my kith and kin in Pyrrondale again. Huh. Foolish. So be it. Devanna, Adria, you've proven yourself in the past battle, but I do not trust our future entirely with you. I believe my leader should venture southeast with you, carrying this jewel, which neither he, his brother, nor Shamalix care to tell us about. Lorimir shall stay here with me to further guard the city, as I draw the teleportation circle around New Elenzia. A fair agenda. Alazarek and I shall strengthen the southwestern part of the perimeter. We hardly need Era getting this close to New Elenzia again. I'll venture to the southeastern edge of our perimeter to help Mal'iria, Adria and Devanna make a clean getaway from any lingering chaotic forces. Devanna, you have truly proven yourself a student of cold and shadow. Therefore, I shall grant you the use of the skirmishers. Command them wisely. You may now recruit Soren skirmishers. If we are to be traveling together, I'll take some of my forces with me. Due to the nature and need of our quest, however, I shall only bring my swiftest warriors and deftest followers. Devanna, Adria, the undead will fight for you, as long as I stand by your side. You may now recruit Rokobones, Ghosts, and Dark Adepts. Rokobones are basically a level 1 version of Chocobones. Thank you, my lords and ladies. We will not fail you or our people. Let us hope so, Devanna. Let us hope so. Okay, I need to drink something. Give me a moment. Okay. Actually, I might just take this moment and check. Like you said in scenario 4 of Northern Rebirth, I lost Slacks. Like, to be precise, Slacks is loyal unit and possibly advanced to Pikeman, possibly advanced to Swordsman, so I cannot confirm yet. At 141. I do not know what you are referring to with your 141.07, because whatever you wrote at the beginning of that message is just is blurred out basically as stars. So I cannot tell what you're referencing. Okay, in scenario 4 he was certainly a spearman. I do not know if he actually dies. No, I can tell for sure that he won't die in that scenario. So I do not know. And I definitely didn't have a pikeman in the 4th scenario of Northern Rebirth. Yeah, but which video? Like scenario 4? He's definitely not dead, he's not even a spearman yet. Oh, scenario 5 you say, okay. Ah, whoops. Oh yes, that was entirely an accident, I promise. Like if I didn't put this restriction upon myself, I would have definitely reloaded that turn, because that was literally just an oversight and me not knowing that he would be in range and that he would discover them. But yeah, that is the very one. Also, he was only a spearman at that time. He never made it to level 2. Poor guy. Back to the scenario, to the campaign. Don't worry. And so it was that we set out on our mission. Myself, Adria and Mal'idia. My troops from the outpost were quite seasoned now, and we looked a formidable force with Undead at our backs, which oddly enough did not make me uneasy. Some of the Aragrafi among us still murmur in hushed, disapproving tones at the notion of marching with Mal'idia. The writings of the Order of the Holy Flame do not approve of necromancers. But they tolerate him well enough, and I suppose that is all that I may ask of them now. For now. Adria remains rather tight-lipped about her past. If she has discovered anything new since the meeting, I fear she will not share such information. Mal'idia seems rather disgruntled as well. Perhaps it has something to do with his brother or Lady Valgata. From time to time he will eye me, as if he sees some imminent shadow hovering over me, and then turn away. It seems I cannot get him to trust me. Any conversation I float by withers shortly thereafter. I do know we've only just met, But I'm not accustomed to such untenable silence. Even if the talk at the outpost was sometimes shallow, the weather, the scorpions, drawing shapes in the sand, it was better than whatever this standoffish tension is. Adria is friendly, no doubt, but remains constantly cautious. The men and women I have led from Orthrax all place their faith in me, and yet it seems I cannot befriend a fairy and a lich, magical creatures of an interesting sort, surely. Jamilix provides reassurance that they will grow to respect me in time, and I find peace of mind by his counsel. I do not know what it is to hear Fareth's advice, but I imagine Jamilix's words are close to it. If nothing else, he and the other Saurians are family and company enough, when the rest of our party maintains such an eerie quiet. Here we are, my apprentice. The southeastern edge of what little territory we were able to retake from our enemies. Crexton and Salt have no doubt been devastated and ransacked by now. Crexton is southeast of here as well. Should we not attempt to retake it on our journey to secure the rod? Ah, Devana. You did not see the true bulk of their forces at New Elancia, merely the vanguard. They are far more numerous than we could ever hope to combat. What forces we have at our disposal we'll need to escape the current armies as well as fight off those they send in pursuit. But the armies you and your brother have accumulated over the centuries, according to Lord Lormir, they were enough to rival Ravenel of old. Ha! Such tellings are tales spun from the minds of hopeful men quelling the fears of those around them. Sand, the rare rain, wind. We lose some to erosion, others to battle. Many are our disciples, but not the most in history, that is assured. I know it may disturb you to flee when it seems your people need you most, but retrieving the artifact for teleportation is currently more important than reclaiming a hollow city that will fall again in a fortnight. Sometimes you must pay a terrible price to protect that which is dearest to you, even when the currency for doing so is another thing that is equally cherished. Your new friend speaks wisely, Stevana. Part of us being a strong leader is proving yourself in battle, and yes, but also knowing when to swing your sword and when to sheath it is vital too. Forgive my eagerness for blood, but I know not. It seems that things are our way. We boast of our strength and nobility, and yet we will not avenge them with all haste at the closest opportunity. You shall have ample opportunity to do so soon. Observe the horizon. Impudent refusers! Our commander is a generous one and has afforded you this final chance to submit yourself and the soul jewel to the Emperor. You will be forgiven and join the true power of this world. We will never bow or kneel before you. Arundel does not bend. We all know what happens to things that do not bend. They break. You shall yield to us, or you may break before our forces. The choice is yours. Again. And our choice remains the same. Then you are fools to refuse her mercy. Prepare to be crushed by Arya's elite legions. Well, that's quite dubious coming from you. You are but one of Arya's lackeys. If you were among her best warriors, you would have been in the vanguard, and if you were her most trusted, you would be beside her now. Instead you are here, which I suppose makes you disposable? Akaba, yes? Kill that one first. Ha! Manipulative wretch. My apprentice. With all the care in my heart, I say this, but the tongue is a sword too, one that must sometimes be sheathed and other times drawn. It does not befit a warrior to gloat. They will be more reckless and aggressive now, as a matter of pride and on account of your goading. I understand, my lord. I shall do my best to not let my discontent spill out so again. It's just difficult to listen to such arrogance and not respond. Consider, lad, that you talk too much, both now and during the journey here. Come now, Ellie dear. You are the last person who should be accusing another one of such a thing. Still, you're kind of growing on me, Davana. Well, in that regard, I do believe several varieties of Fangni have already beaten me to it, noble lich. Ha! He's a funny one, isn't he, master? I'll let you know, my apprentice. Until then, Davana, if you're quite done making jokes, we should advance to the south quickly before our enemies divert reinforcements here. There will be an opening for you, Davana, not for long. Be sure to lead your troops efficiently, so that we may minimize our losses. I'll cover you as you proceed to the signaling point. Many thanks, friends. Let us trek onwards, for the rod of justice. Move Davana to the signaling post. Early finish bonus, 30 current over, turns run out. Sonsin is this guy, Chamanlix. Basically, I have to make sure that the defense line, as my allied defense line, is not wiped out, so I can't just sacrifice them somehow, I guess. We've got an ancient leak with Night Stalk, to be precise. And our number of units. Time to name a couple units, and first of all, I accidentally got a typo in Reproductil for Referme. Then Finrod wanted a spearman. Do you want a flag bearer or a pikeman? Finrod? Alright, and I can in the meantime check what kind of unit Rogue wanted. Also, Arklitchby said that they would like to take a ghost, which we now have, but they didn't say yet what they want to name it. Malda. Quick resilient. Necromancer. Well, not quite. Actually, what are my odds? Really good. There we go. As I wish. Okay. Then let's recall this one and rename it Finrod. A star was my decision, and like this unit with a star as well, and so I'm calling them Da'af because, like, technically Rogue wanted to have a necromancer called Malda'af, and I'm calling them for now Da'af just because he is not a Mal. He hasn't earned the title of Mal yet, which would also lead to his shortening of the name, so I just filled it in with another A and will rename them once they are level 3. Okay, so what's... I got those like Chocobones, Terrabone. Rocobone, Chocobone, Terrabone is basically the amount of the units I get. So I can already tell I don't have that much money available at all, but enough for 4 more recalls, and maybe instead some recruits. Well, like, first of all, those are riders exclusively. Red. Interesting. And I'm gonna hold this line against them. That's the plan at least. Like, definitely a ghost. Rocobone as well. The question is, what kind of unit do I need? I am definitely missing a front line currently, so that one would be quite nice to have. Pure damage I've got covered with my 3 mage leaders, then Dark Adepts, another mage. A slow would be nice to have. Oh, right. I forgot to set those settings. Perfect. Okay, it seems. Oh. What are my odds? Well, I'm certainly gonna try it. And I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna move everyone else first. And then I'm gonna move Mergubash over there to see if that's viable. Or if it just, I mean, it's not exactly a coin toss, but it's sort of a coin toss. Because brain, like, it can go very right, but it could also go very wrong. And I'm not yet 100% sure how the damage is basically. Yep, 27 is a bit too much. But at the same time, okay, so she is now gonna get charged. So technically I should just draw back a little bit more. That would be the best call. Yeah, because exactly this happens and they of course die. That's valid. I somehow had in my memory that they would arrive in time to deal with them, like that they would be able to hold them on the river. I don't know why I have that memory, because it's apparently inaccurate. Oh, come on. Please tell me I remembered to save. No, I did not. I do wanna know what I did differently last time. I mean, is it cheating if I look basically up the strategy I used previously? Oh, I see, this time he just didn't get wrecked as much, and that way I was able to hold. So yeah, it can go right, but it might also go wrong. And looks like I back then was a bit more forward with just I see it is basically a gamble on does he hit, does he not hit? And I guess my best option is to just say this is too risky, I'm not gonna try. Okay, actually I'm gonna skip the movement because there is quite a number of them. I'm still gonna enable I see, they're literally not willing to cross. Interesting. Now during daytime they should also have a better chance. Perfect. That is quite welcome. But remember, he is a healer, so I can absolutely take advantage of the situation there. As of his healing prowess specifically. No! I don't want that to happen. I mean, they have such a good chance to dodge. Why are they not using it? Okay, so the safest way to approach this is by actually, like, they do 22 damage. Is to place one over here. Oh, I could also attempt placing them there. Maybe? Alright, and no. This is the best, like, there he can attack and I'll be fine. Okay, so basically as long as it is not daytime, I am at risk. And I really just had very nice luck last time I did that. And I cannot rely on this. And they are absolutely not willing to actually face me, which is kind of funny. Let's do this. Those guys, nothing they can do about a ghost, that's for sure. This is a good option. So this is a better option even. And this is the best option. Okay, so this guy is dead. which is okay. Okay, maybe I did underestimate them. I'm not sure if they're just lucky or if I'm just unlucky. Well, I'm certainly just gonna keep holding this place. Can't complain about that. Alright, leadership, because of him. They are definitely missing any and all, what's it called, attack animation. Probably didn't even realize last time I played this. So he can afford to just go there. Perfect. Why not? And yeah, why not? I gotta get them dead anyway. Yeah, okay, this one is really dead. And I'm definitely gonna have to send someone over there to help them out, because I doubt that the undead are able to deal with them. Oh, especially not when that one joins in as well. I kinda need to save that one. Not willing to risk that. Oh, fair. Very nice. Just finishing everyone off. This is a decent space because I'm very sure that this hex will be occupied soon. Finish this one off. Nice. And then sit back and actually let the next wave clutch against the river. The river bank to be precise. Actually managed to finish them off. As you can see, they can definitely stall them, but they will not be able to finish them off. Which is why I'm sending them over to help. Perfect. And let's sit them down there. That, yeah, that's pretty much it. Very sad about my allies, which, of course... Wait, what? None of the ghosts attacked anyone. Okay, that is annoying for sure. Like, I definitely think they could have done better than that. I really wish they would just start attacking me at some point. Because unless they do, I cannot properly envelop them to take them down. Which is of course very annoying. But my allies sadly rushed ahead of me and are therefore busy stopping them. 3 units? Oh right, the Chocobone. That Rokobone I possessed. Very nice. I beg you, just stay on our side of the river. Okay, it seems I was simply wrong and they are absolutely not willing to cross the river. And they are not even willing to try, which, well, makes it a bit difficult to, makes it a bit pointless to just try to wait them out. Because they will not move, no matter what. So let's see how many turns I can go back. When would be the best moment to make my entrance? Why not? He is very excellent. Dealing damage. They can absolutely start inflicting damage at that point. Damn it. I'm very confident that I will be able to finish him off. This one. This one can go on. Okay. Like blue is going to attack together with, already I am now attacking together with blue, meaning that blue will take most of the attacks and I get to finish off all the surrounding things. No, I cannot. I can really only say I think that this makes sense and that's why I want to do it like this, but I cannot command them in any way. I can only adapt my strategies to how I would expect this AI to move. Seems I kinda forgot that that my healer is over there, considering how I place my units. Yeah. They are doing a great job. Damn, that is unkind. And I know I can do better than that. I see. Okay, I see the only way to actually do better than that is to not engage on them yet. Which is viable. Just gonna put him here and him over there and this one over there. Like this. Oh snap, that means... ah, damn it. I did not expect to move them like... for them to move like this, because now they can just straight up reach... Oh! I guess... oh no. Okay, I can live with that result. I'm not really happy, I'm not happy with them just straight up moving up over there, but it does make sense that they would move like that. That's on me. And I can make something out of it. Like so. No, that's still a stupid idea. I would at least wait for him over here. Like this. Over here, despite him having less chance to dodge over here, he does have better... well... no, he does not have better. He just is tanky enough to tank this, and he is better at blocking units from reaching me. Which I deem a priority at this moment. Like something I'm willing to sacrifice some health. It's also a question of how much health it actually is, because Blue is very much doing a good job at filling the gaps and being the one that gets attacked instead of me. Which is exactly what I wanted to have. Place him here, and that should work. Oh, I see, his Night Stalk is not activated. In that case, I'm gonna block this one. Leadership, please. Oh, I completely forgot. I can't just have him move there for leadership. Okay, but I think it's obvious enough that I am very much taking him down. Heck yeah. When your ally is blocking everything for you, you can achieve a lot for sure. This one tried to charge one of my units, but simply by moving my Lich with Nightstalk in between them, he ran into them, lost all his movement, and was not willing to charge this one. No. I feel it too, young fairy. What? What is it? She's arriving, Devana. Area is here. They are still resisting? What's the status of the battle? They are quite a foe, sir. Saurians, some Argrive, and those nasty undead ones. We are making headway, I assure you, my lord. I do not need reassurance, Serena. I need victories. As one of my more seasoned generals, I had hoped you would have done away with these weaklings by now. My lord, I apologize. Quivering fool! Since you lack the necessary competence to remedy the situation, I've brought some reinforcements. And a surprise for Adria. She remembers me. Where is the fairy anyway? Hidden somewhere amidst the dunes? I know you're here, girl. I do not fear you bring out chaos. Oh, but you should. And you shall, especially after a heartfelt reunion with one of your old friends. What? An elementalist? How did she learn such arts? From me. Aegis, you're alive. You sound surprised. Perhaps you hoped I had died, so that your shame would be sent to the realms of the fallen with me. Aegis, we were outnumbered, and I only had enough magic reserves left to teleport one person, but I still chose yourself and left me for dead all the same? To die as an axe nearly ended my life? Arya and Malzangru gave me a second chance. And now I am more powerful than I've ever been, or that you will ever be, Adria. So with my new strength, I'm going to exact my revenge on you. For both your cowardice at Erbis, and your crimes against the homeland from whence we came. Pay the boy no mind, Arya. His thoughts have been distorted and his memories were written by their Magi in all likelihood. A rather distasteful tactic that I have unfortunately seen many emperors use on their subjects before. Aha! And so the snake finally rears its head. The council member who couldn't save his kingdom and turned to necromancy to save the survivors of his arrogance instead. So we meet properly face to face, Arya. It seems you know my story. Oh, I know much more than that, Elidia. And I'm sure you fellows would love to know how. Let your poisonous words be redirected upon you, usurper. Heh, I will speak my truth, and then all those you seek to protect will become your enemies. I am Elidia of House Amithran, second heir to the Grey Woods and scion of Lord Helicrom, last surviving member of the Council of Archmagi of Wesnoth. And as your better, I banish you from the battlefield, be gone from my lands, be pushed from my soil. He is too strong with the soul javel during the long dark. Aegis, finish this and report back to me. It is only a matter of time, Adria. We'll meet again. Until then, have fun with my pets. My lord, how powerful are you? Master? You do owe them an explanation, Elidia. This is only fair. Let us not speak of it now, Chamelix. I'll discuss it with them after we have reached a considerable distance away from this place. Devana, I've done you a sizable favor. Now make haste and proceed to the signaling point. So, Mal'Iria is clearly extremely powerful. And I guess we will also have to contend with some of the... what's it called? Some of the elementals. I'm certainly amazed by his strength. Damn, is this guy powerful. Finally, last of them. So, for the record, I will easily be able to get around the elemental, so I'm not worried about that for sure. Okay, so technically I would love to take them down, but there's a non-zero chance of him dying, so I'm gonna avoid well, I'll avoid fighting them directly. I'm really sad that I lost that spell at the beginning. That was my bad. Okay. Wait a moment, why would they move to attack? Gotta write that down, because it's definitely a mistake. Breaking. he's just gonna move over there, and the rest of them are just gonna stay here and welcome the enemy. Yeah, no. Oh, it's daytime, so now yes. No! Why am I so greedy? Like, 84 chance. It's still a 16% chance to die. No, a 10.4% chance to die. 8%? Okay, 8% chance to die, but still a bit too high, I guess. I can just leave this guy. Like, I don't need to bother with them. Oh, come on. That is my bad. I did not consider his amount of XP. Okay. And I'm again not 100% happy with how I handled that, but whatever for now. Can take them down, that's fine. Actually, can I recruit? Huh. It seems he can recruit. Nice. Well, that one is certainly dead. Finally. See, they are not even willing to engage me, because I would obviously destroy them. Like, in this scenario, there's really not much left to be done, except battering the assault of the elemental boosts, mostly, and just moving to anti-scenario. Ta-da! Another one going down. Like, no, there is absolutely no reason for me to go after the enemy leaders, or to be precise, to stall leaving the scenario until I have dealt with the enemy leaders, because I'm not getting any, I'm not getting anything for that. I'm not getting an early finish bonus because I already get that one anyway. I'm not getting, I don't know, a special unit or something. I'm really not getting anything. And that's okay, absolutely. It's not what is it's about, it's just why do I not try to kill them at all? Because it ain't no convention. I can just collect as much XP as possible from here and be fine with that. It just depends on how they move or not. If they don't try to maximize the hit chance on this guy, then I will absolutely be safe. Oh damn. Yep, I'm safe. Like, I will absolutely admit this was much closer than I expected it to be. I feel like I was a bit unlucky with hits. Yeah. Here you go. Oh, come on. I know. I need one more turn to make it there. So I should make sure that no one accidentally dies. Is safe enough, I believe. It worked out, I'll take that. And XP. Okay, there's no odds. Try. And it seems we've made it through the center with 2 losses I had actually hoped to avoid, but I will live. I've made it past. Good, Devana, keep running. We'll be up on your heels. Aye, what the fairy said. Farewell, Devana. Godspeed, if there are any gods left to guide you. Farewell, teacher. May those left etch a path for us. 17 bonus gold is not exactly a huge amount. So now we are taking this perspective of Malire telling the story of what's going on. I suppose it is due time I explain to you all how what occurred on the battlefield was possible. But behind that story even is another story. It all began really in 1738. Yeah, Wesnoth. It's Wesnoth. The year my half-brother Elantos was born within the Grey Woods. I was born 6 years later, but despite that we still shared much in common. An aptitude for magic, a profound sense of curiosity, and a love for the shadowy groves around us. The grey woods had been a holding of our house since the days of Helicrom, but the peace the mysterious green shell. Oh, I see. But the peace the mysterious green sheltered was not to last. When we were still young, our father was killed in an attempt to gain power over our lands. My mother, one of the few survivors of the siege and ironically a white mage, sent us to Alduin, where we would be safe and eventually educated. In all honesty, I'm surprised they accepted us. We were young, belligerent saplings uprooted from our forest. We longed for home. Elantas never got over our father's death. He would stay up during the long hours of the night, researching to discern if it was possible to restore life to the dead. And so it would be his fate that one day, years after we arrived on Aldian's shores, he found exactly what he was looking for. An Orcish shaman had come from the north to observe Wesnothian magic as part of an attempted treaty between a few of the tribes and the Empire. He brought with him an ancient tome written by Mal Arkathir, a necromancer that had terrorized the Orcish north, but was eventually defeated by the Lady of Light. Elantas convinced the shaman to sell it to him, and he engrossed himself in its study immediately. I, being the good brother, told no one. But the headmasters found out anyway. Elantos fled the isle, and the Orcish shaman was killed by the enraged Magi. And so it was for many years that my brother and I had no contact. He lurked upon the edges of Wesnoth with skeletons, while I learned how to command fire. After 12 years at Alduin, I was sent to Weldon to continue my studies there. Rikrin the Twelfth and I spoke often during those days, but it wasn't but a couple of years before he died. Rikrin the 13th was more reserved than his father, but a likable emperor nonetheless. My mentor and Archmagi Council member Taltorf was his personal advisor, so we met early on due to my position as an assistant. Taltorf was anything but the new emperor's favorite, however. They were in constant discord. Court rulings, appointees, everything. Taltorf insisted on traditional imperial views, while Vikran argued for a more unconventional society. 4 years into Rikran the XIII's rule, Taltorf fell ill and I was burdened with caring for him. Vikran approached me about a week into the event. If I guaranteed Taltorf's death in a timely manner, his open seat on the council was mine. I'm no angel, Debana. He wanted his position, and Taltorf would clearly recover given due time and attention. Vikran needed my help to solidify his vision for a new Wesnoth, and so I decided to guarantee the opposition of Taltorf's expectations for an eventual recovery. All it took was adding small amounts of poison to a placebo solution I had been telling him was his medicine. And soon after Taltorf's passing, Vikran honored his word. And for a little over 3 decades we brought much change to the Empire. Vikran passed several imperial decrees bringing new reforms. Diplomatic relations were reopened with the Dunefolk of the Sandy Wastes. Wesnoth established cities on the Three Sisters and Southern holdings were solidified. The Wesnothian drafts were rewritten, a series of documents outlining specific rights for citizens of the Empire. And over that time we grew close, Vikran and I, perhaps out of like-mindedness or out of necessity due to our conspiracy. I became one of his most trusted persons. In my opinion, it was perhaps the best time period Wesnoth had enjoyed since the Garadine dynasty. Well, Idir, you've certainly seen it all, haven't you? There's much more knowledge than that in this rattled old school of mine, boy. But yes, I've read and experienced much of Iridia's history. For example, this road here was used to transport goods between South Parendel and the drakes of the Firecloud Peak. They flew off somewhere a while ago, however, in the early days of the nation. If you don't mind me asking, Necromancer, what is it? The way you speak of the last Vikrin. Spit it out then, Adria. You have an artifact to recover. You were more than just Vikrin's trusted friend, weren't you? The former Archmage stood there quietly for a long time, staring at the horizon as Naya slipped away. A lifetime of images seemed to flash through his eyes, or what remained of them. So I was. Adria, as much you would like to question Mal'Edir, we have company to the south. You'll have to dispose of them to make sure we aren't followed to the rod. Here we may be followed even if we do cleanse the land of these assailants. Nevertheless, it's better to not leave foes behind us. Onwards then! Move Devanar to the signpost. So of course we got Finrod, Refudactyl, and Da'a, who is still one level up short of earning his title. And I definitely want some ghosts. What kind of unit did I lose? I lost the guy in Leech, so let's get that one as well, and another ghost. While we should make all haste, it might be prudent to poke around in some of the nearby ruins. You never know what has been left laying around since the fall. Certainly, Mal'Edir. Do investigate with someone living though. The dead do not know what to look for. Huh. It seems whoever lived here before left some boots behind. They're still in good shape. Weathered but well-preserved boots with the design of griffin's wings stitched along them in white, gold and light brown thread. The comfortable soles and sturdy build allow the wearer to both move about more fluidly in the desert and more nimble. Grants 1+1 movement point, increases sense defense by 10% and reduces this unit's movement cost on sand by 1. So, Mal'Edir would love that. Devanar and Adria don't need it. One of the Necromancers could technically use it. But I do think I will give it to Mal'Edir. Perfect. Oh right, he could have used that. But I don't think he needs it. Actually, I can just move ahead and take the other keep. So there's technically another enemy side called Wild Creatures, which we not have yet discovered. Oh, this is technically Ismail. Ismail is sort of on the mini map. So note that all those imps will need a while to arrive. So first of all, for now, I only have to deal with the green side of enemies. That's kinda a shame. Taking that keep certainly allows me to recruit a couple units. I don't think I need them that much right now. I see. Okay. I can leave it at this for now. Oh, snap. That was lucky. And absolutely not paying attention to things as I should. Say, Devana. Yes, my lady. How did you survive the assault on Ortrak somehow anyhow? Most of the Convocation's deputies were not as lucky as you, especially if Chemex is an example. Well, my lord, I was perhaps in a way, I mean in a certain manner of speaking, that is, maybe not as attentive to my duties in weeks past at the outpost as I ought to have been, from a particular perspective, of course. I surely did not shirk all my responsibilities. I just only happened to be less vigilant about some tasks that ultimately proved more advantageous in the end. What? Devana means to say he did not bother to clean out the scorpion nest in the northern hills, so they scuttled rampant and attacked the invaders too, which ultimately provided us with enough of a tactical advantage to be able to fend them off. And of course, I was there too. Ah, thank you, Adria, for the translation. Adria, can I expect no solidarity from you? You volunteer for a mission that leads to the mouth of terrible danger, but you cannot tolerate a slight bit of teasing? I didn't... Never mind. Silence is the better option right now. I dare say Devana reminds me of myself quite a bit back during my days at Alduin. Also note, this is where the... like, this is the place that's shown on the promo banner. In case you are what's it called? In a Wesnoth Discord server where it's shown. Nice. Like this one just... Fine. Damn it. guy is very unwilling to die. I also love the team beam. Last one, precise. I technically could have taken advantage of his leadership over there. I overlooked that at first. Might sound a bit trite, but it's definitely accurate that representation very much matters, and so it's very nice to have a bit of representation. Yes, it's the same as in Under the Burning Sands. It's basically the day-night system after the fall. As you can see, it is this scenario is really clear cut. There is not much to do, to think, to say, whatever. You'll never succeed. We shall see about that. I dare say. Well, the idea of the Convocation. Last day. Spare the niceties, young one. What became of Chemex? Those impish creatures assaulted it when everything started, well, happening. They slaughtered everyone except me. I ran north to evade death and signal near Lenzia. Along the way, I bumped into that guard fellow, and inside the keep I went. I've been in there for days, and likely would have rotted in there without your rescue, my lord. You look familiar. Say, what's your name? My name is Afiria. I am one of Mayra's apprentices. I may be the only one left from the looks of things. We met once when Chamelix went to Crexton, I remember now. I'll tell you what, Afiria. We'll help you clear out Chemex, but after that will you journey with us on a quest for the Convocation? Surely. I see that you'll drop everything so quickly to help a pretty girl. I helped you even quicker, didn't I, Adria? Well, I never. Are you denying my statement? Do you not think yourself pretty? Well, Focus! While you two are Twitter-petted, the rest of us have rods to retrieve and imps to kill. Right, let's get back on task. Cute. See, Afiria is not a mage, she's an initiate, which means she advances to one of the summoner types. Shame, I specifically picked the attack that gave me some odds of not killing the enemy. Oh well. Right, I don't know for sure if I checked all the hexes, all the places there. So I better recheck. Like, I do not remember anymore if there was some specific, if there was more than this one item to be earned. So I would rather be sure. Shame. Alright, imps do have a 70% chance to dodge when they are forest. So, best to use mages. Ah, rogue. Sure. That is certainly one way to interpret things. So they are leveling my units for me. And that's the last of them. So I will surely be able to finish them off. Yes, I get one, like I aim to have one kind of, one type of each unit. One kind of each unit, yes. So of course that includes a shadow. Well, all I can say is that you are honestly wrong about that, because, I mean, sure, they are situational, but they are certainly not weak. They obviously would be very bad for, I don't know, basically close combat when you only have a very small amount of units available, but as long as you have the room to position them, strong. For sure. Like, I would never use a shadow to tank it to begin with. Like, very situational during daytime against a chaotic unit maybe, but mostly just no, because that's not what they are made for. I mean, that's like saying mages die too fast. Yes, if you frontline them, but that's not what they're supposed to do to begin with. hoping he wouldn't kill them. So I really just want to have a village. Want money. That's nice. Pretty nice. Huh, he actually left his keep. Just to try to poison them. I guess that this makes some kind of sense. And I definitely should use undead units for melee attacks. I mean, why not? It hurts. Oh, I can make it hurt much more. No! Stop! I'll tell you anything, honestly. Who is Edangor? I've heard this name once before. Edangor? He's the other demon lord. There's another demon lord? Yes. Besides Arya? Yes, sir. How did this come to be? When Arya became a demon lord, she didn't have very many friends. She knew a few Stormkin who roamed around as a shapeshifter, and she had 3 lawkeepers and a lich under her command. She made some kind of pact with my lord, ruler of the Imps, Demon Lord Edangor, for his help. That's all I know, honest. You may leave now. Really? No. Why did you do that? You were getting somewhere. The poor creature said that was all he knew. He lost his value. Perhaps, but if he'd prompted him more, without torture, he'd have relinquished more information. Did you have to kill him, and so brutally? No, Adria, I could have let run away to Arya, or Edangor, or that other lich you spoke of, or the remaining lawkeeper, and give away our position. I could have dallied here, reading little questionable useful bits of information out of him, and let our party be surrounded by chaos forces within days and watch all of you die. You dislike my methods? So do I, but this is the reality of our mission. Remind yourself, Adria, that I don't have to do anything, and you shouldn't question me when I bother to assist your ignorant person. Everyone needs to calm down. Take a moment, collect your feelings, deflate your egos, and get back on task. New Elancia could fall any minute, while we tarry here with our petty drama. Mal-Iria, may I remind you that an earlier inquiry made by Adria is no reason to rattle your jaw off at her. You are powerful, you're knowledgeable, but you're not justified to speak with such contempt during a mission of this import to other people, despite your distinguished rank. Algartha put me in charge of this quest personally, and I will not see my friends squabbling while I attempt to maintain order. Very well. Fine. I kind of like him when he's assertive. What's that noise? I hear it too. Damned fighting woke up the scorpions. So here's the question, what the hell do we get here? Like Master of Earth? magical damage. All of them have resurgence. I mean, if I recall correctly, I went for Summon of Water, because having the added slow available is very useful. Like, sure, I get Winter Skirmisher instead of Resurgence, that's true, but I definitely prefer the Summon of Water because the added slow is quite useful in my opinion. And we've managed to retake the city. For the record, something I honestly questioned the first time when I played this scenario. The second time, I'm not quite sure. The point is... Did I save? This Demon Lord Erdangor was named in the first scenario, which is of course quite a bit ago. So we're just gonna look here. Uriah and the Emperor. Oh. Or was it when he died? So we just, like, there's only these 3 to 5 minutes left, so I'm gonna use that time to figure it. Oh, I believe it was them. The imps, of course. That makes sense. And I think... any turn now. So I won't skip stuff. He definitely did a good job letting the scorpions take all the damage. I think it was next turn, probably. There we are. We are only here on Erdangor's orders. That it is. That's why we know this name. And I guess I can end this turn at least. Also, damn, that's apparently a lot of scorpions. Damn it. So the leeches are gonna do a good job here. For a summoner of water here, movement in the water is surely quite bad. Anything else to consider right now? I don't think so. Oh, there it is. It seems Aya has cut up to us. Let us make haste to distance ourselves for her then. We don't see how much income they have, but we know for sure that they are obviously gonna move at us. Anyway, time is up. So first of all, thanks for watching. I hope, well, I mean, let's be honest, I know that my moves mostly make sense. It was a lot of content, also lore content for sure, so that was a little bit exhausting to read out, but beyond that, I would say I'm doing quite well. Like, in breaking through those 2 units wasn't really necessary, but I guess I can roll with that. 704. Oh, interesting. 46 units there, 46 units there. This is a perfect time, like. In the second scenario I killed 46 units, and the third scenario I killed 46 units, and now at this point I've also killed 46 units. Anyway, see you next time, and rest a little bit, I will for sure.